Welcome to the NTN Nightly. I'm Nisha Charles. This edition's top stories. The island's Prime Minister stands with the NWU to make life better for all citizens. Invest Saint Lucia throws its support for a well-regulated cannabis industry. CARICOM continues to advocate for the revision of the criteria for concessionary funding from member states. All that plus the latest in youth development, sports, and the NTN Nouvelle en Creole. Prime Minister Honorable Alan Chastanet has joined the National Workers' Union as it seeks to make life better for all St. Lucians. To do this, the Honorable Prime Minister says the country must grow its gross domestic product. He made the remarks at the NWU's 6th Annual Congress of Delegates. In 1973, a handful of comrades who make up the National Workers' Union sought to inspire a generation and change the status quo so that persons would be able to not only live a better life, but provide a better future for their children. The National Workers' Union recently held their 6th Annual Congress of Delegates under the theme, Together We Build a Stronger Organization. Addressing the meeting was Prime Minister Honorable Alan Chastanet, who called on those present to help grow the country's gross domestic product, which would in turn assist in providing a better life for all.
We believe that the IT sector, the back of the office operations, we believe that financial services, we believe in agriculture, but agriculture not by itself, but it has to be involved in agro-processing, because if we are only going to feed the needs of our population, agriculture is going to be less than 2% of our GDP and does not have the capacity by itself to propel the country, as important of a sector as it is, and I don't want to in any way understate how important agriculture is.
All of this, the Honorable Prime Minister says, is to improve working conditions, raise the salaries of people, and ultimately allow people to reach their full potential.
Because our full potential as a country is what? Is the aggregate of all of the individual people achieving their fullest potential.
The National Workers' Union's 6th Annual Congress of Delegates was held on November 3, 2019. Invest Saint Lucia ISL is in full support of a legalized, well-regulated and operated cannabis industry, so says ISL's Chief Executive Officer Roderick Cherry. The CEO explains that during his tenure, the majority of what the ISL deems as serious and credible investors have expressed interest in the cannabis industry. Cherry adds that ISL has taken a leading role in seeing the legalization to fruition.
Part of Invest Saint Lucia's mandate is advocacy, and as such, we have been advocating for that. In fact, we're doing more than advocating. We have actually put in some finance towards reconstituting the Cannabis Commission, and we are the secretariat for that commission. And the commission has been given up until the end of December. We were giving them a terms of reference to give us a first draft, at least, of the report on what a regulated industry would look like.
The Cannabis Commission, chaired by Attorney at Law Michael Gordon QC, will consult on a number of issues fundamental to the design of a new legislative and regulatory framework for restricted cannabis use. It will be guided by several factors, including ensuring the protection of St. Lucians by keeping cannabis out of the hands of children and youth, keeping profits out of the hands of criminals, particularly gang-related, reducing the burdens on the police and the justice system associated with simple possession of cannabis offenses. It will also seek to establish a system of strict production, distribution and sales, taking a public health approach with regulation of quality and safety, restriction of access and application of taxes with support for treatment, mental health, and education programs, and providing access to quality-controlled cannabis for medical and scientific purposes. While the economic benefits are there to be had, the CEO says it must be in a well-regulated environment.
The Commission would give us what his recommendation would be, but I expect that local industry players, local farmers, and so on would be at the forefront of that. In fact, it's enshrined in the TOR, you know, and part of the commission also, the marijuana, the cannabis movement, has been advocating strongly. They've come to us, and they are part of the commission. We know that the Rastafari have one, perhaps two members on the commission, and various other groups. So the approach is really an inclusive one. We want to ensure that no group is disenfranchised by whatever happens, and so they would have an input in what the final recommendation to the government is.
CARICOM's advocacy for international financial institutions to consider the vulnerability of small island developing states in their criteria for concessional funding is continuing to bear fruit. More from Michelle Nurse of CARICOM News Time.
CARICOM Secretary General Ambassador Erwin LaRocque recently underscored this necessity during the accreditation of the Mexican ambassador to CARICOM. A recent op-ed by Mr. Tao Zhang, Deputy Managing Director of the International Monetary Fund, outlines how the organization has been responsive to CARICOM's advocacy. Mr. Tao Zhang acknowledged that fast and affordable financing after a natural disaster such as a hurricane is crucial to addressing spending associated with the first response and the rebuilding. He said nearly all Caribbean countries are members of the IMF and can rely on financing on attractive terms. Mr. Tao Zhang pointed out that 6 countries in the region can access such financing at concessional terms, while others can access funding at relatively low rates. He noted that the IMF increased the amount it lends to countries for such emergencies. For example, Caribbean countries hit by devastating natural disasters can borrow on average up to 2.2% of gross domestic product in a single transaction.
President of the Caribbean Development Bank, Dr. Warren Smith, is urging CARICOM member states to quicken the pace of economic transformation. Speaking at the recent CSME Town Hall meeting in Barbados, he said that for member states to achieve the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals within the next decade, CARICOM must also focus on becoming an internationally competitive trading bloc.
There is an urgency, therefore, for us to accelerate the regional integration movement through the completion of the single market. That urgency is underscored by the worrisome shift towards inward-looking policies and a retreat from multilateralism and globalization in some parts of Europe and in the United States of America, which are traditional trading partners of CARICOM.
The CDB's president agreed that the CSME is the region's best bet for unlocking the economic growth potential of CARICOM member states and for enhancing the prospects for greater prosperity for our people. And this is the NTN Nightly. Ryan O'Brien is up next.
There are 4 basic rules to developing and maintaining good oral health. Brushing after meals and before going to bed, flossing at least once for the day, eating the right foods, and visiting the dentist regularly. Remember, you want to keep those smiles for later years.
A message from the Dental Department of the Ministry of Health and this station.
Welcome back. We join Ryan O'Brien for the latest happenings in youth development and sports.
Thanks, Nisha. Welcome once again to your update from the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports on the NTN Nightly News. I'm Ryan O'Brien. Minister responsible for Youth Development and Sports, the Honorable Edwin Estefan, is optimistic the recent signing of a bilateral cooperation agreement in the field of sports between Saint Lucia and the government of the Argentine Republic will be of mutual benefit to both parties.
But we're making some strides, definitely. And to learn that we are now going to sign an agreement with you and MOU with your country, to help us and so that we can help you as well, is a good step forward. Okay? And our Prime Minister, Mr. Alan Chancellor, is very, very interested in what happens with the young people of our country. And we are spending a lot of money in terms of getting our facilities to a certain standard and getting the required structures that we need to make sports develop in Saint Lucia so that all our young people can benefit.
Signing on behalf of the Argentine government, was Ambassador to Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, His Excellency Gustavo Martinez Pandani. The agreement provides a framework for the parties to develop various means of cooperation in the field of sports for the purpose of fostering, promoting, and strengthening technical cooperation and sports exchanges between the parties in order to attain a higher level of development in the field of sports in each country. Well, it's been a significant day for coaches in Saint Lucia as the Saint Lucia Olympic Committee Incorporated started a week of coaching certification courses. Coaches from the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports are among a number of coaches currently participating in a Caribbean coaching certification program being held at the headquarters of the Saint Lucia Olympic Committee Incorporated. The course has been organized under the auspices of the LOC Inc., whose president, Fortuna Belrose, addressed the coaches at the opening of the course Monday morning. She stressed that the athlete will remain the main center of focus for the organization.
Primarily for us, at the core of all of what we do as an organization is the athlete. We are an athlete-centered organization. And for us to be athlete-centered, there are a number of things that we had to do. We've now established our Athletes Commission. And the Athletes Commission is about embracing the athletes, ensuring that they sit, listen, hear them, and try to ensure that this information is filtered into the programming of the Olympic Committee. And as coaches, you have a responsibility in that regard. You have a responsibility to ensure that the athletes are educated and they understand the environment that they are in and that they're not afraid of competition.
The course is being conducted by former director of the Barbados Olympic Academy, Dave Farmer. And that's your update from the Ministry of Youth Development and Sports for today. I'm Ryan O'Brien.
Thanks, Ryan. 11 St. Lucians were the latest recipients of Her Majesty's the Queen's Birthday Honours. The investiture ceremony was held on Friday, November 15, 2019. Anisia Antoine tells us more.
The Governor-General of Saint Lucia, His Excellency Sir Emmanuel Neville Snack, hosted the investiture of the recipients of Her Majesty the Queen's Birthday Honours for June 2019 into the Order of Chivalry of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire. The Order of Chivalry was initially created to reward the efforts by the civilians and servicemen in support positions during World War I. Solar's Charles Belizaire is the Assistant Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Governor-General.
Since its institution, Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II has made subsequent alterations to the statutes of ordinances of the Order so that awards are now given to those who make distinguished or notable contributions in their specific areas of activities or for achievements or services to the community or country.
Of the 11 recipients who were honored under the Order of Chivalry of the Most Excellent Order of the British Empire, 8 individuals received their honors in St. Lucia, whilst 3 opted to receive their investiture in the United Kingdom. Amongst the 11 individuals was Joseph Riley Dalsey, who served for 31 years in the St. Lucia Fire Service.
Mr. Joseph Dalsey spent most of his life devoted to serving his country in the fire service. He is a highly recognized firefighter with a passion for mechanics. He got his start in the engineering section of the fire service. During November 1981, he assisted in the operational department before suffering the loss of his right leg following an accident. Mr. Dalsey's disability did not stop him from pursuing his dreams, and he did become a full-fledged mechanic. He went on to serve an additional 29 years in the Saint Lucia Fire Service and attended various training courses to repair fire service vehicles and equipment in the UK, US, and Europe, where he acquired various skills and became certified in auto mechanics.
Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Honorable Alan Chasney, congratulated the awardees on receiving such a prestigious award.
This is the kind of service that can contribute handsomely to the welfare of our men and women, children as well as adults, by offering examples and pursuit of excellence, all in the quest of community and, more importantly, national development. Over the years, we in Saint Lucia have been blessed to have large numbers of men and women who took on the mantle of serving and providing service in every single field of endeavor in both the public and private sectors. It is mainly on the shoulders of these people that the development and the progress of Saint Lucia has always and continues to deepen. As a country, we must not allow our heroes to go unrecognized.
The investiture of the recipients of Her Majesty the Queen's birthday honors for June 2019 took place on Friday, November 15, 2019. From the Government Information Service, I am Anicia Antoine reporting.
And stay with the NTN Nightly. Up next, Primus Hutchinson is here with the NTN Nouvelle en Creole.
I'm innovative.
I'm competitive.
I am productive.
I'm creative.
I constantly improve what I do.
And how I do it.
I provide excellent customer service.
I never stop learning.
I give up my best, always.
The National Competitiveness and Productivity Council, embracing excellence.
Welcome back. We join Primus Hutchinson for the NTN Nouvelle en Creole.
Monsieur, Madame, département qui est responsabilité pour la formation en gouvernement Saint Lucia, GIS, a servi pour télévision nationale pays à NTN, qui a présenté Nouvelle en Creole, présenté Primus Hutchinson. Département des affaires justice, assomme et puis service sciences pour adresser affaires criminelles, ça y est le forensic science, de collaborer puis Université Ottawa des pays Canada pour adresser la situation des enfants qui ont trouvé abusés et qui ont souffert à maltraitement. C'est une situation qui a affecté Caribla et Tiama et plusieurs représentants des départements qui sont engagés dans la situation dans divers pays Caribla de présent. Directeur pour service sciences des forensiques Saint Lucia, Fernand Henry, expliquait généralement votre la qui conférence là qu'après.
Nous avons venir ensemble pour nous parler à ce manière pour laisser Timamai Sala dans une situation comme ça pour nous quand grand monde pour nous faire un bagage pour nous dire un bagage pour nous aider ces Timamai là pour nous en plus meilleure la vie. Puis ces Timamai là c'est fondation pays nous et nous pour faire assurer que nous traiter bien et que savent que nous aimons yo bien bon valeur.
Mademoiselle Henry ajoute que c'est une situation qui est très sérieuse et grave. Les adultes qui abusent des enfants et qui battent c'est tellement brutal et qui violent eux.
Un bagage comme ça pas qu'à affecter juste les où c'est un petit maman et qu'à affecter pour toute la vie les où en grand monde ou still souffrir et puis ça so nous ni pour faire bagage nous ni pour point c'est grand monde là nous ni pour change comment on peut dire accountable nous ni pour oui on ni pour prendre responsabilité pour ça les yo en violé maman et ben les yo battu.
Directeur de service sciences forensiques à cette Lucie Fernand Henry c'est une science qui a adressé principalement situation criminelle. Conférence là c'était pour 2 jours cette Lucie qui était commencé vendredi passé. L'école des enfants à Henry trouvé 8 bâtis en un projet pour réduire à la faiblesse des as à cette Lucie, ça c'est DVRP. L'initiative là c'est pour essayer de bâtir commune qui a une résilience contre des as et changement de climat au niveau de cette Lucie. Principalement pour toute l'école ça là, Mary Flavier explique que l'école là a expérimenté problème et puis pour le bois, l'eau et fétail qui a coulé pour un pile temps à présent. Flavien dit qu'il était ça pour voir que le gouvernement a assisté pour traiter l'école pour le bois, mais après il y a 2 mois, la situation est vue élever tête et pas mauvais temps avec cyclone. Il a ajouté que ça te ka une cause yon perdita parce que yo ka ni pour vivre commencer leçon avec fetaille kaila pour vivre manger la tene pour ni changement et aussi avant facilité neuf là c'est fetaille kaila te ka couler yon de l'autre principal Flavien c'est qui facilité neuf là ni on fetaille qui a maçon yon grand chambre pour assembler avant yon entrer à dans l'école là facilité pour éviter neuf chambre de leçon qui trop plus grand chambre pour yo bien ça enfants pour poser dormir si on a un petit problème malade quand c'est quoi malade pour placer l'école de nuit à d'ailleurs première condition pour ces enfants pas formés primaire principal Flavien remercie le gouvernement cette ici autant pour une assistance pour l'école de nuit pour faciliter naf là qui assure KND pour ni instituteurs et les étudiants Flavien a quoi qui l'autre l'école là cette ici ça trouvé même traitement ça là. En conversation nous aujourd'hui là ministre des Affaires transformation sociale qui a continué ça c'est le ministre qui est responsable pour justice et égalité affaires comme ça c'est honorable dans tout et place attention premièrement à ce soulagement gouvernement travaille pour nécessité cuisine par exemple sick et faire en France.
Ça bien bon parce que tout le monde qui savait faire en France qui savait dire oui avec bagaille comme ça mais ou kay d'accord avec moi Primus côté qui en société a ni monde qui pas besoin d'assistance ça là mais yo ka joindre quand même so nous ka target primaire pour faire assurer c'est seulement ces monde qui besoin là ka joindre l'argent ça la gouvernement ka sauver côté yo ka ba moi pour qui pas besoin là nous ka servir l'argent ça pour vieux faire pour vieux bailler c'est monde qui pauvre la vie faire peut-être l'autre bagaille pays ba yo so nous ka sauver gouvernement l'argent nous gagner plus l'argent pour mettre un programme pour les pauvres avec nous va faire assurer côté qui gouvernement ça fait plus avec société accueil et aussi plus.
Ministre Moutout parlait aussi des départements welfare qui a assisté moun qui passe à travail encore qui pas ni en pension et pas capable pour aider koyo.
Bon moi je suis pour dire combien nous gagne on dit $200 200 et quelques dollars ça pas ça fait dire nous avons révisé ça mais nous ça seulement bail ça nous ni même que moins que nous ça fait mais ça so aussi bien en research nous avons décidé combien on a besoin pour vivre bon même si nous pas ça va plus payer peut-être $200-300 mais en pas programme SSDF là au cas en bas programme ministère de l'éducation au cas joindre livre mais so en même temps occasion tout ça ni besoin même si c'est seulement living pour l'argent nous pas tout l'argent pour bao so c'est qualité coordination ça là nous travailler sur à présent pour faire plus avec timide là nous
ah ben côté pour plus en conversation ça là et puis ministre des Affaires transformation sociale on va mo tout à sous une autre nouvelle c'est comme ça nous avons votre nouvelle là on ka remercier autant pour regarder moi ka ba une invitation pour je puis moi considérer comme ça la vie dans présenter l'autre nouvelle à Koyol après ça on ka venir présenter Michel.
Merci Opil Primus. And here's a look at what's happening to us weather-wise.
Fair skies occasionally becoming cloudy with widely scattered showers and a chance of isolated thunderstorms. Moisture and instability in the lower atmosphere around the Eastern Caribbean region will cause some showery periods over the islands during the next 24 hours. A broad area of low pressure located about 450 miles or 724 kilometers east-northeast of the northern Leeward Islands is drifting northwestward or northward over the open Atlantic. Some gradual development of this system is expected during the next few days, and it may become a tropical or subtropical depression. Conditions are expected to be less conducive for its development by midweek. This system is not expected to pose a direct threat to our region. A tropical wave located over the eastern tropical Atlantic is moving westward near 8 miles per hour or 13 kilometers per hour. The tide for Castries Harbour was low at 12:59 p.m. and will be high again at 7:35 p.m. The tide for Vieux-Fort Bay was low at 2:26 p.m. and will be high again at 8:42 p.m. The seas slide to moderate with waves and swells 3 to 5 feet or 0.9 to 1.5 meters. The sun will rise Tuesday at 6:05 a.m.
And that brings us to the end of the NTN Nightly. Join us next time at 7 p.m. with a repeat at 7 a.m. You can also catch up with us anytime on the Saint Lucia Government Facebook page or YouTube channel. I'm Nisha Charles.